Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Top Row Podcast. Yeah, what do we want to talk about? This is the Week in Review. We're going to break down every show, briefly give you my grades on some of the top things that I saw from Raw, NXT, Dynamite, Impact, SmackDown, Rampage, Collision. I watched it all. Did a little clicking. That's a lot of wrestling. I did a little clicking. Things that didn't interest me, I clicked right on through. You won't see that on my list. I'm only going to go over what I thought was some of the best of the week. I didn't think it was a particularly great week in wrestling, to be honest with you. I'll grade the week as a whole as well. You know what? Let's do that right off the top here. I'm going to give wrestling this week a C. A C. And you're going to see that in some of my show breakdowns and my overall grades of the shows. I thought the week started off very well with Monday Night Raw. I'm giving you my top promos, matches of the week, and then my top 3 moments at the end of the show. We'll get into some top 10 men's, women's, tag teams, factions. We'll run through those briefly as well. Going to make this a weekly thing, so be sure to hit that thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, all that good jazz. Much obliged. Now let's get right into it with Monday Night Raw. And on Raw this week, some of the notable things that I saw: CM Punk's promo. I'm going to give it an A. Not what we normally see out of him. He was kind of subdued, but yet at the same time, it was his tone. It wasn't that he was necessarily subdued. It was his tone was a little bit down more than it usually is, but gave a very real, solid promo. I also really liked Braun and Bronson's brawl. That was fantastic. Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed. I don't think it was quite as good as their first brawl, but it was very good, with the turnbuckle breaking right out the bat when the match is supposed to start, so you have to throw the match out the window, and another brawl ensues. I would think maybe we're going to see them at Bad Blood, maybe at the next pay-per-view after that. I don't know how long they can run with this. I would think that whenever we see this match, I don't know, maybe if I'm a betting man, sometimes I am, I would think I would want to put my money on Bronson Reed in that match, but what if Seth Rollins, maybe Seth comes out after Bronson Reed wins, or maybe Seth Rollins costs Bronson Reed the match, so therefore Braun Strowman can look good. We can keep pushing him. One big summit, one big SOB, and Braun Strowman keep pushing him. I think it's a good feud for him. So how do we make both guys look good? You know, the match is going to be great, I'm sure, but how do we make them both continue them staying hot after this? And I think that would be to put Braun Strowman over, have Seth Rollins cost Bronson Reed the match. Do you worry about him getting boozed then? I mean, Bronson Reed's pretty much a heel, but I would think they would cheer Seth Rollins coming back and cost him Bronson Reed. Then Bronson Reed goes right into a program with Seth Rollins. And then Braun Strowman looks strong coming out of that. And hopefully he can find something for him as well. And I don't know if they would want to do face versus face. I mean, Braun Breaker seems kind of like a heel, but I don't think they already did that yet. But I think they can find both some stuff for these two men. I would be featuring them heavily as they are. Damian Priest versus Dominic Mysterio. Give that a B+. I really like Jey Uso, Yeet, and Braun Breaker. I'm going to give that match, or that confrontation, rather, an A. Really liked Braun Breaker talking about Jey Uso needing his family, and Braun Breaker didn't need his. He didn't even need to use their name. Done it all on his own. Really love that. The tag team title match, New Day losing to Finn Balor, J.D. McDonough, and it was what happened afterwards that was the big thing here. Xavier Woods getting upset with Kofi. Not a lot of communication. They're not telling each other things. Going to give that a B+. Io Sky, Bianca Belair, B+ overall Raw. That was a very good start to the week. Raw, an A-. As we go throughout the list, we're going to have a tough time beating Monday Night Raw this week. NXT, not good, man. Not good. Trick and all ego, contract signing. Talked about beating each other, but then no one signed the contract. It was just like, we get these segments, but then what was supposed to happen didn't happen. It happened twice tonight. Didn't happen. CM Punk supposed to make an announcement. That didn't happen. We get the things that we didn't see in 2 segments earlier happening at the end. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that. The first time they tried to sign the contract and to give that a C-. Who fought? Paxley and Lyra. That's who it was. Lyra Valkyrie beating Wendy Chu and Rosemary. Give that a C. I really love Rosemary, and I get it. She's an Impact superstar. She's going to come in and take some losses in NXT, but, and then she lost clean to, I can't remember who it was, couple of weeks ago. Just in the match wasn't even that long, and it's just like, man, like, God bless. I think was it Roxanne? I can't remember, but I just don't think, I hate the way they're using her so far. This was just an odd time for the faces to get the win. I thought the heels, they need to get some heat on them guys if they're going to continue to do anything with them. They didn't do that in the match. His faces went over. I really like Tatum Paxley and the work she's doing, but I don't know. Just wasn't a big fan of that. CM Punk, Roxanne, Julia. It was okay, I guess. I wanted to hear CM Punk make his announcement and be done with it. Just be done with it. But instead we get the interference. I guess he can put a little shine on Roxanne and Julia. But he's like, they come out to interrupt him, but then later on, he's going to be the special guest referee for Ethan Page and Trick Williams. It's like, okay, what are we doing here? So yeah, he never got to his announcement. Finally, we get the second contract signing, and Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, what were you thinking, man? What are you thinking having him come out there? You want him to be in the babyface's corner and Trick Williams, but that's where the Orlando Magic play. He's the Indiana Pacers. Like, they're going to boo him. They did. It hurt the segment. CM Punk announced he's going to be the special guest referee. Cool, whatever. I'm going to give that whole ending there D+. NXT this week, D+. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Where's Sol Ruka at? I'd love to. I guess Nikita Lyons is still hurt at the women's division there. Besides Roxanne, I mean, Julia coming in's looked all right. But not much of a women's division in NXT right now. There's just so many young women on that roster that have a lot of work to do. And none of them really, besides Sol Ruka, out of the new ones, Roxanne's been there a while, none of them have really been standing out to me too much. I mean, Jada Parker's okay, I guess, but Lola Vice okay. But I don't know, none of them women. Sol Ruka, maybe she's got a good finisher. She can get her mic work up. I think she can maybe make it on the main roster. But those other women, I think, are at least a couple years away, if at all. If at all. I mean, what's happened recently from these NXT women call-ups? Blair Davenport, where's she? She's not doing much. Lyra Valkyrie, we see her back down in NXT now. She's still doing stuff on Raw, I guess, but I don't know. We went through a big boom in women's wrestling, and I don't think that women's wrestling has been that strong of late, just overall as a whole. Some decent women, obviously Rhea Ripley and people like that, Jordan Grace, but we'll get into my top 10 later. But NXT not very good. Dynamite, Mox and company coming out, doing some destroying. Darby Allin comes to make the save. Sorry, my nose is itching. Give that a B+. Hangman and Jeff Jarrett, thought one of the highlights. Not going to quite make it into my top 3 moments, but I really like this. Gives Hangman something to do coming out of his feud with Swerve Strickland. And I think that's a great program for him to be involved with a veteran like Jeff Jarrett. I mean, man, could he possibly end Jeff Jarrett's career? I would not be surprised if that happened, and that would be a notch in Hangman's belt if that happens. I really like that. Interested to see what happens there moving forward. Ospreay and Fletcher and Takesta win the six-man main event. Give that a B. I'm going out of order here. Jericho and Orange Cassidy. Hit him with the roll of quarters. Orange with the win. Give that a B. I like the Jack Perry vignette. I'm a big fan of what they've been doing with Jack Perry since he's come back. I love the week before where he drove in his little RV looking thing, all painted in black, didn't even bother to turn it off, didn't even bother to shut the door. It might have been on Collision. And I think it was on Dynamite. Goes in, beats somebody, and then, and then he goes back out, gets in, shuts the door, on his way. Good way to waste some gas, but I think it's good. It's fun. I liked it. It's a good kind of heel thing to do. I was a big fan of that. Ricochet and Mortis, good till the finish. Ricochet totally missed that kick. I really like Mortis. Used formerly Black Tarouche. I think his name's Mortis now. That was a good match till the end. Give it a B plus overall. Dynamite going to go with a B minus. Impact, Alicia Edwards and Slamovich. What is that? What am I trying to say here? Okay. It was just a little promo. Set up the main event later. Give that opening promo B. Ortiz promo B. Like what Impact's doing with him lately. More on him later. Yeah. Or is it Ortiz or Santana? Santana, isn't it? Yeah. Steph DeLander, bad news. She's injured. She's going to be out 6 to 10 months. I believe that was a neck injury. That kills that storyline pretty much with her and PCO being married, unfortunately, which I've been enjoying that storyline, and Cardona being in the middle of it. I'm sure they're going to face off. PCO made the save tonight after Cardona got interfered with the chair, fighting Rhino. And then PCO, man, with the backflip moonsault onto the chair, pretending as if it was Cardona, and then he's punching the chair. The crowd's counting to 10, 11, 12, 13. It's not going to make a top 3, but one of my favorite moments of the week. Give that a B plus. Santana and JDC in a Texas death match. That was really, really bloody, man. Splash off the ladder. It was on the stage through the chairs. Ends it. Santana with a win. A TNA chance. This is awesome chance. You could see that, as we're going to get to, as one of the best matches of the week. Give it a B+. Kaz out there getting involved with Joe Hendry. Then Nick Nemeth comes out. Going to be Kaz and Joe Hendry. Next week, winner gets a title match against the wanted man Nick Nemeth at Bound for Glory. Give that segment a B. 6-man mixed tag, Hardys and Masha with a win over the System. Give that a B. Overall Impact, very good this week. It stayed out of the C range. I've been enjoying me some Impact, TNA Impact B-. SmackDown, I didn't think SmackDown was all that great this week. I did like the way they started it off with Fatu destroying the security metal detector guys. Give that an A-. Andrade and LA Knight, I was going to go B, baby B+, but the ending was bad, man. LA Knight, he's got to stop. He's got to stop where he does the leap up to the top rope. I've seen him miss that at least twice that I can remember. He's probably done it 3 or 4 times. I mean, you put 2 faces against one another. Even though I don't know if Andrade is supposed to be a face, but he was getting some cheers in this match. This is a risk you run when you put 2 faces against one another. If you have the guy that's red hot going over mess up a move, people notice those things. People see that thing's not going to maybe get as loud as cheers for winning the match as he would have. And he keeps screwing up moves like that, especially against other faces. That could hurt him a little bit. Do I think it will in the long run? But maybe, probably not. But ending bad of that match, B-. One of the best of the week, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at Georgia Tech, where Roman used to play in Atlanta, where Cody's from. The back and forth here was great. The Intereston's coming in with all the SUVs, like he's the president or something. Wow. And just everything they said and the dramatic music that they put with it. And then Roman saying, what do you want? And Cody's just like, I want you to give me your word. Roman gives him his word, then Cody won't let him leave. Roman's saying, you're in my way. And then, Roman's saying eventually he's coming back for the WWE Championship. Absolutely outstanding. A+. KO promo, Bloodline interrupts, B-, tornado tag, B-, with the women's 6-man main event, a KO DIY versus the Bloodline, but then DIY gets destroyed, ends up being the Street Profits. We get a DQ, bunch of run-ins, DIY eventually makes their way back out there. That was all fine and dandy, and I don't know. I'm sure they maybe said that Roman and Cody were meeting in Atlanta. Maybe they're saying, oh, this was, I don't even know. They might not have it, but it's possible they said that might have been earlier this week, but I don't know. I was led to believe that, that was that night or earlier that day. I don't know, and I don't even remember. I think they were in Sacramento. So I wasn't expecting Cody to make the save, and I was like, what? We already seen from him earlier tonight. I don't know, man. I get it. You want to send the crowd home happy. But at the same time, Bloodline been getting beat down too much. Too much of late. Build the heels heat. I thought this was a great week. It just seemed like that was one of those weeks in wrestling where, we're in the middle of some stuff here. We got to get some heat on the heels. But they didn't do it. Cody with the save. Overall SmackDown, but honestly, Andre and LA Knight, like I said, was okay, but the ending was bad. I don't know, I just didn't see a whole lot else on this show that I really loved besides the Roman and Cody deal. I'm going to give it a C+. Rampage. Yeah, I actually watched Rampage this week. Will you see Rampage in the show rundown in the future? Next week? Weeks after? Probably not. Probably not, but I was able to watch it this week. Main event Fatal 4-Way was good. Nick Wayne with the win. B-, overall Rampage C. And Collision. I don't always watch Collision either. I try to. I'll definitely try to keep that on our lists. That way we have one show every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's 5. That's 5 dang shows, right? 5, 6 shows? Yeah, that's 6 damn shows. I can count. That's 6. That's 6. Count them up. It's about all we got time for. But like I said, I did watch Rampage this week. I thought Collision was a pretty darn decent show this week. Before I really wasn't into the ROH titles and stuff being defended on AEW TV at all. But I definitely don't want to see any of it, period, on their number one show, Dynamite. No. It's not ROH. No. Keep it off there. Collision, gotta be honest with you though, I'm kind of into Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. I popped pretty hard when they won the ROH tag team titles, and they defended them in a bunkhouse brawl. Basically just a tornado tag street fight versus the United Kingdom, Taven and Bennett. Everybody busted open except for Sammy. I think maybe he got busted open at the end. I don't think so. This was a really fun, hardcore match. I loved it. They did some crazy spots. There's a place for it. We don't need to see a whole bunch of them every week. We saw a couple, 2, 3 with the Texas Death Match and this match this week. And I know I'm talking about all the companies there, but maybe, that's about it. 1 or 2 hardcore matches a week. I'm cool with that. That works for me. I love this one. Give it a B+. With Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara retaining. I really liked them backstage then later on doing a promo, and Dustin Rhodes, kind of giving Sammy a sort of a pep talk and, just kind of putting him over, and it worked. I'm into it. I liked it, man. Conglomeration Trios win. Give that a B-. Big fan of Briscoe. I like Hologram. He's doing good so far. Keep him out of these 6 mans. He had a lot of one-on-one matches and stuff, so throw a 6-man in there. I like O'Reilly too. He's not bad. So this wasn't horrible here. Give it a B minus. And how about Eminem backstage? Those guys. Horrible in WWE, but gotta give them a little bit of credit here. They've stuck with that gimmick, and they're kind of making it work now. Just a little bit. With Caster's jacket, they remade Caster's jacket. We're going to see that next week, I guess. I mean, is it the best storyline? No, but gotta give them guys credit for sticking it out, and they're getting some cheers. They are getting some cheers. Give that a C. Women's World Title eliminator Mariah May and Lady Frost. Yeah, Lady Frost, they just throw her out there against some of these bigger names, and she just eats L after L after L. But man, she looks damn good in doing it. I wouldn't mind seeing her get a push. Maybe she fought for the ROH title against Athena. I don't know. But yeah, she does she's a better wrestler than Mariah May at this point in Mariah May's career. Obviously, Mariah May is a way bigger star. Mariah May is pretty darn close to being as good in the ring as Lady Frost. But a proven vet, Lady Frost, 6 years. Mariah May, your champ. This is a good little eliminator match. Normally, I don't know. I don't like to see. I think Mariah May's title run, Swerve Strickland's title run, you can kind of, I know Mariah May's very early on in her run, but so comparing her early on in her run to Swerve Strickland, like first time after Swerve seen it, we didn't even see him come out, and he should have been the first guy on the screen giving a promo, but instead he was in an eliminator match. I think we've done a little too much with Mariah May after she's won the belt. I don't need to see her every single week wrestling a match. Like I said, this match was good, B minus, but I don't want to see her wrestling a week. Get her another program. Looks like it's going to be Mina Shirakawa, her friend. She still hasn't had her championship celebration. She wants Mina to be there. I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe it happens at Grand Slam. I don't believe they've announced it. But so maybe put in a little program. They can fight each other. Maybe we get Toni Storm back. Like where's Britt? Where's Britt Baker been? Where's she been since we've seen her fight Mercedes? He's done nothing. And what about Jamie Hayter? I just think, God bless. I know, like, some of her gear looks kind of cool, I guess. I don't personally like it. I think she looks like a jobber. And her hair, I don't like her look since she's been back. And they're not done anything with her. And she was one of the biggest stars in the company before. They need to do something with her again. They got a lot of pretty darn quality stars in the women's division, and I don't know. They don't book it all that great. Nigel's promo calling out Bryan Danielson. It was very good. I'm loving him. Loved his match at the All In London, and him being in the ring again. That should be a pretty good match. And he was believable. A minus. The Nigel's promo that closed out the show, giving Collision a C plus. So that runs down our shows this week. Final show rankings, the number one spot, Monday Night Raw. TNA Impact was my second favorite show of the week. I'm going to go Dynamite 3, SmackDown 4, Collision 5, Rampage 6, and poor old NXT down at number 7. Promos of the week, if you want to count Cody and Roman, then that is absolutely for sure number 1. Second favorite, CM Punk. Third favorite, Jey Uso, Braun Breaker. Fourth, Nigel McGuinness. And fifth, Hangman and Jeff Jarrett. And please, by all means, am I going to miss things at some point? You betcha. Are you going to think that there's things that were better than I have on my list? You betcha. Please, by all means, give me a comment saying, hey, dummy. Yeah, how'd you not include that? What would you guys put? Favorite match of the week, favorite show of the week, favorite promos of the week? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe. Matches of the week wise, I didn't have any matches in the A's this week. Kind of surprising to me. It just, like I said, well, it was more of a promo. I liked more promos this week than I did some of the matches. I don't know. And maybe this is where you're like, what? How did you leave that out? How did you forget about that match? But I like the bunkhouse brawl and Collision. All these get B pluses. I like Santana and JDC. I guess I was into a little hardcore wrestling this week. Thought Dominic, Damian Priest was a good match as well. Ricochet and Mortis, very good. The tag title match on Raw. And then Pete Dunne and Sheamus. Those are my matches of the week. And yeah, could I have quite possibly skipped through some other decent matches that were maybe better than those? Possibly, but if I did, it was because I wasn't invested in the wrestlers. They haven't got me. Gotta get the hook in me. They haven't got me. They haven't got me on the hook, so I skipped through them. Top 3 moments of the week. I'm going Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes at Georgia Tech in the football stadium. I'm going Braun Breaker and Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed brawling again. And then number 3, I'm going the CM Punk promo from Monday Night Raw. And as I said, overall this week, going to give wrestling a C. Let's get into my top 10s coming up next. And let's start with the ladies. And man, I was out of town for a week. I kept up. I watched mostly everything, but I don't know. I feel like, it could be a lot of debate going on here. I've just had a really tough time with my rankings of late on who should go up, who should go down. And, just overall how I'm judging it. I mean, it's just, to me, it's who's looking best, who makes me want to sit the clicker down when I watch. That's how I judge things. Yes, if you're a champion that might help you a little more, sure. If you have a little more star power, even though you might not be doing things lately, I mean, that I try not to include that in, but maybe I can be a little biased on that at times, my personal favorites. But it all ranks in, guys, and please let me know your top women's wrestlers, men's, factions, tag teams as well. On the outside, looking in, they got Ash by Elegance, Roxanne Perez. I got Toni Storm way down there now since she's been off TV for a little bit. Willow, Naomi, got Jordynne Grace coming in at number 11, Chris Statlander at 10. You know what? I'm going to move Jordynne Grace up to 10, Stat to 11. I got Mercedes Moné at 9, Jade Cargill at 8, Bianca Belair at 7. I got Bayley at number 6. Wow, what a difference things make. Bayley, whenever the baby faces are on the chase versus being the champion, there's been a world of difference. I was not into Bayley's title run whatsoever, but I'm into her now. Back, like, she's not really she's trying to be on the chase for sure. I'm into it. I like the forgot about that. I think on SmackDown, where they both got the pin, so neither one of them have to leave, and now they're going to determine next week, Bayley and Naomi on SmackDown, who's going to get the title match after they were able to beat Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. I liked it. That was good. I'm into Bayley right now. Number 5, I got Mariah May. Number 4, I got Tiffany Stratton. I'm very interested in the trajectory of, I kind of put both those ladies in very similar to me with May and Tiffany Stratton, so kind of interesting. They'll see who can outdo each other there in the top 10. I got May at 5, Stratton at 4. Do have Nia Jax at number 3. I got Liv Morgan at number 2, and Rhea Ripley at number 1. Let's go to the men's ranking. I think it's a little more clear-cut. Maybe you don't think so. On the outside looking in, I got Christian Cage, Dom, Bronson Reed, Randy Orton, Uncle Howdy, Swerve, Sami Zayn, Hangman, KO, Solo, Fatu, Jey Uso, Braun Breaker, Damian Priest. At number 10, I got Jon Moxley. I think that's the best storyline. Just thinking right off the top of my head that it's going on in AEW. What is going on? I guess there's still the BCC. What is going on? There's all these Shane McMahon rumors of what's going to happen. I'm very interested in Jon Moxley right now, and I don't usually say that. He's my least favorite member of all the members of the Shield, and I wasn't into him. They just didn't do much with him there for quite a long time. Then he'll be gone in Japan too often, but they really got something for him here, I hope. And so far so good. Interested to see where it goes. At number 9, I got LA Knight. Number 8, I got Drew McIntyre. Number 7, I got MJF. Number 6, I got Bryan Danielson. Number 5, I got Will Ospreay. Yeah, he got up to size number 3 recently, but he's fallen back down. I really love CM Punk's promo. You know, and then again, this is not based on just wrestling ability. Will Ospreay's wrestling ability gets him super high up the list, but he's also done a really great job on the mic of late, so that's why he's in the top 5 and probably stay pretty high up there. CM Punk, no, doesn't wrestle all the time, but he's a star, man, and I can't put my clicker down. These are guys that, you know, who am I least likely? You can get to the top 10, I'm probably not fast forwarding through any of them, but who am I least likely to fast forward through? Who grabs my attention the most? Who do I want to see the most on my TV? Not that I necessarily personally like them, but that their storyline is very good. And so CM Punk's super high up there. Number 3, I got Gunther. Number 2, I got Cody Rhodes. Number 1, I'm sorry, but I'm more interested in Roman Reigns now than I am Cody. They're flip-flopping back and forth. Might continue to do so, but number 1, I mean, just another wrinkle. Another wrinkle in all the different ways that Roman Reigns can be. And I think he showed another side of that in that stadium, man. Very, very good. Let's go to tag teams real quick. Tag team, another division, I'm just like, I don't know, man. It just doesn't seem like they're doing as much as I like with a lot of teams. So, maybe you totally disagree, but I don't know, outside looking in, DIY, Fire and Dawn, FTR, I mean, they should probably move even farther down the list, taking a pin the other night. I got, at number 10, I got The Acclaim. Number 9, I got Frazier and Axiom. Number 8, I got Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara. 7, Theory and Waller. They ever going to break up? What's going on there? 6, I got Tongaloa, Tama Tonga. 5, I got Jade and Bianca. 4, I got the New Day. Very interested again with Xavier Woods. Let's see if they split. Number 3, I got the Street Profits. Number 2, I got Balor and McDonough. Number 1, I got the Young Bucks. And I don't think they've necessarily done a great job with the Young Bucks, but all these other teams, I mean, they're not, I don't know, just hasn't been extremely interesting by any stretch of the imagination. Top factions, what do you guys think, man? Outside looking in, Damage Control, Alpha Academy, House of Black. I guess I should probably put the Blackpool Combat Club up. We'll at least put them at 10. Number 9, I got the Conglomeration. Number 8, I got the System. Number 7, I got the Learning Tree. 6, American Made. 5, the Patriarchy. Number 4, I got the Elite. Number 3, I got the Wyatt 6. 2, the Bloodline. Number 1, I got the, everything with that's going on interesting with the Bloodline. I mean, I'd probably put them at number 1, put the Judgment Day at number 2. And that's about it, guys. That is it. We're done. Weekly show, we're done. We're going to do these every Sunday. Try to get them up by Sunday nights. And let's see if I can be consistent, climb to that number 1 spot of consistency. Sure do hope so. I'm going to try, and I'd appreciate it if you give it a like, follow, and subscribe. God bless.